topic is, how we should react, or how should we act and react in the same manner as the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet is not with us, but his Sunnah is with us. So if he were attacked, how would he react? If our Prophet is attacked, how would we react outside? So please listen and learn.
الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وبعد. قال الله تعالى إن الذين يؤذون الله ورسوله لعنهم الله في الدنيا والآخرة وأعد لهم عذابا مهينا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, certainly those who abuse Allah and His Messenger, Allah has cursed them in this world and in the hereafter and prepared for them a humiliating punishment. As we all know, recently there was a film produced slandering Islam and slandering our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The film depicts the Prophet as a liar. It depicts him as a fraud. It depicts him as a womanizer. And it depicts him as a madman. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He's shown in sexual scenes, and he's shown in other scenes, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, calling for massacres and calling for violence. The film, in reality, it doesn't even qualify to be considered as a film. It doesn't even deserve to be recognized. And obviously, the only reason it was made was for a little bit of fame. So there's no doubt that as Muslims, there's no doubt that this is something very upsetting to us. There's no doubt that this is something that causes us to be outraged. But we have to remember, first of all, that this isn't something new. It isn't the first time that the character and the personality of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and for that matter, all of the prophets, it's not the first time that their character and personality is defamed, and it won't be the last time. When, in our time, when a king or a world leader somewhere is slandered or defamed, it might cause turmoil, it might cause political problems around the world. But when it's the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or one of Allah's messengers whose character is attacked, it's called free speech. In this situation, everybody has the right to say whatever they want. But it's not a surprise, and it's not any different than what happened to every man that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent with a message. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَا لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ عَدُوًّا. And similarly, for every prophet, there were enemies. And since the very first time that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam climbed on top of a hill, and he called out to Quraysh, since the first time, since the day the da'wah began, when he called out to Quraysh and he said, إِنِّي لَكُمْ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ بَيْنَ يَدَيْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ قُولُوا لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. He told them, I'm here as a warner. I'm here to warn you of a terrible punishment. Say La ilaha illallah. Single out Allah in worship. Leave shirk in all of its forms. Immediately. Right there and then, his uncle Abu Lahab stood up and he said, for this you gathered us? For this useless talk you brought us here? For this vain talk? May you be cursed the rest of the day, Ya Muhammad. Tabban laka sa'ir al-yawmi, Ya Muhammad. And that was only the beginning. Throughout his prophethood, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they mocked him. They called him a liar. They told each other, don't listen to this guy. He's going to do magic on you. He's going to brainwash you. He's possessed with jinn. And when that didn't work, they went even further than that, to humiliate him while he was in sujood, while he was prostrating outside of the Kaaba. They threw the intestines of an animal on his back, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And they plotted every scheme that they could think of, they plotted against him. وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِيُثْبِتُوكَ أَوْ يَقْتُلُوكَ أَوْ يُخْرِجُوكَ disbelievers when they plotted against you, to imprison you, or to kill you, or to expel you from the land. وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. They were plotting, but Allah too was plotting, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of plotters. So it's not the first time, and it won't be the last time. But the question is, what is our reaction supposed to be? How are the Muslims supposed to respond in a situation like this one? Unfortunately, as we saw in some places around the world, the Muslims have become like emotional toys, like emotional tools. When someone offends us, you'll see people go out and burn cars, tear down some buildings, tear down some signs in the street. And this time it reached the point of killing some people, killing some Americans in an embassy, and killing some other people. And what is this going to accomplish in reality? What is this going to accomplish except for more hate, more crime, more fuel for the fire? Instead of all of this, there's a message that we have to get across. There's da'wah that needs to be done. If people don't know about the real Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, then it's our fault. We haven't taught them. We haven't told them. We haven't shown them the mercy of Islam, as the Mashayikh mentioned. We haven't taught them. We haven't shown them the character of a Muslim. We haven't shown them the honesty of Islam. So it's our fault. If we introduce them to the real Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that prophet who only spoke from revelation, no words came from his mouth, except that it was revelation, except that it was the truth. مَا ضَلَّ صَاحِبُكُمْ وَمَا هَوَى. Allah revealed to Quraysh, your companion, meaning Muhammad, he hasn't gone astray, nor is he mistaken. وَمَا يَنطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَى. He doesn't say things from his own desires. He didn't make it up. It's not his choice. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَى. Surely it's a revelation that's being revealed. We haven't taught them. We haven't shown them the Quran. We haven't taught them about his character, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. A character that Allah himself praised. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself praised the character of this man, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Surely you're upon an exalted standard of character. So what can anyone say? How can they defame a person, a character, whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself praised from above 7 heavens? When Abdullah ibn Salam, the Jewish scholar, when he saw Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam for the first time, he believed in him. He said, there's no way that a person who has a face that looks like that can be a liar. This is not the face of a liar. When he saw his face, he saw the light in his face, he saw the honesty in his face, he saw the modesty in his face, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, that's not the face of a liar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Had he been lying, wouldn't his lies have been exposed by now? 1,500 years ago, 1,500 years, wouldn't his lies have been exposed? He spoke about theology. He spoke about medicine. He spoke about physics. He spoke about social psychology. He gave accurate historical accounts. He gave accurate historical accounts that nobody knew anything about at the time. Nobody knew anything about